Which is probably the best part of this whole gig, is guys just showing up. Hey, I got this for you. What's this? You got things for me? I like things. What's up, guys? Whew. So today was a day, man. Like, you could take what we did Saturday and Sunday, put it together, and it wouldn't beat what we did today. Pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. And it's Tuesday. It's Tuesday. Y'all crazy. I can't figure you out. So I had big plans for this evening. Big plans. That lighting is intense. Speaking of that lighting, let's take a look at that real quick. So we set up the Red Sea. I haven't even done a video on this. I probably should do a video on this, right? Not a whole lot to look at right now, but we decided on setting up a Red Sea Max 170. I think it's a Red Sea Max. Don't hold me to that. Probably should know that. Probably have a fish store. Probably should be on top of my stuff. Hey. But so we got a Red Sea 170 in here, and you know, I did a stocking plan on that tank a couple of weeks ago. And we had a customer that was in here, or a couple that was in here, looking at potentially purchasing this tank. And we had already ordered it. Actually, I had shared with them some misinformation. They haven't been back in since. I'd like to have them in here so I could kind of talk through that with them. Because I told them my cabinet is missing pieces. It's a mess. I don't know what's going on, but look at the glass. That's nice glass. It wasn't really that dramatic, but it was kind of crazy. So I'm pretty impressed with this tank. I'm pretty impressed. I'm really impressed with the lights. Oh my, am I impressed with these lights. And I'll get into the reason why I'm so impressed with these lights. I don't even know how many times I'm going to say with these lights before I get my point across. But we got the water box over here. Granted, this isn't the lights that come with the water box. You know, these are aftermarket deals, the max spec jumps. And the camera, obviously, you know, doesn't pick up everything there is to pick up, but you can kind of get the feeling that there's a little bit of strobing going on with those lights. A little bit of strobing. You don't really pick up the intensity as much as you probably should, but it's pretty stroby. It's pretty stroby. Granted, some of that's going to have to do with, you know, the way the water is flowing over the top, the spectrum of the light, blah, 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 blah. Well, the Red Sea has probably some of the best shimmer I have ever seen with an LED. Like, oh my God, is the shimmer on this on point. And it literally reminds me of being snorkeling in the ocean. That's how realistic. Stop looking at my face and just look at that. You kind of get a sense of how good that shimmer is. This is on 20K. The one thing about the Red Sea LED light is it's pretty locked up. It's pretty dummy proofed, and you know, you basically pick 20K, 15K, 10K, and then what time you want it to turn on, and that's all you get. I've heard of some folks kind of getting in there, breaking in and doing a little jailbreak session with the LEDs, but I am just absolutely blown away by this shimmer. It is probably the most realistic shimmer I have ever seen with an LED light. It's crazy. This is just a stock 170E. I'm really impressed with it. I'm really digging the size. And this isn't even my tank. And I'm a little sad. But that explains the pile of rocks. Just kidding. Get some caves going on there. Not a whole lot of negative space. I don't know how Ryan from Bulk Reef Supply would feel about this, but maybe he'd be all right with that. I don't know. Get his duct tape out and do his quartering. Look at that. That glass needs to be cleaned on the inside and the outside. But for the most part, pretty impressed with this tank. That shimmer, man, I could just get, it's supple. Like that's the only word that you could use to describe that shimmer. Supple. It's supple. It was a good day, so get back on track. I got kind of lost there. I don't know what just happened. Lights are off. It's late. I had grand plans of getting a bunch of stuff done because I have some very big deliveries coming the next 2 days. We probably have the most amount of corals that have gone through these doors that are going to be getting here in the next 2 days. So I got some things. I got to get the reef tank maintenance, the maintenance done on the frag tanks prior to receiving this order, because I'm not going to be able to spill over into this back tank. I mean, I could. I very well could. And it would only take a power head to be able to do that. Might have to do it. Just one power head, and I'd be able to start throwing stuff in this back tub. Yeah. But that tank's pretty grubby. It needs to be cleaned up pretty hardcore. It's kind of going through the same funk that the first two frag systems have kind of gone through, but they kind of seem like they're coming out of it. Because last week I had to get in there twice and clean these bad boys up, because I know it's white, I know it's going to get dirty, and it's a reef tank, and you kind of want it to get a little bit dirty, especially when it's brand new. But I was like elbows deep, like 2 days back to back last week trying to get that right. And I want this place to look good. I want it to be clean. I don't want it to be that nasty old fish store that, so many people just like, oh, so much salt creep. Like, I was in here yesterday, my day off, cleaning freshwater tanks because I spent so much time scrubbing those frag tanks last week. And the freshwater tanks need to get cleaned too, so I can't just spend my whole time cleaning those two frag tanks. And then, I get here, and now this back tank needs a good scrubbing. But yeah. But today was an amazing day. I just got to put that out there. Amazing day. From a sales perspective, we did probably as much, maybe even more, than what we did Saturday, Sunday combined today. And I have no new fish, no new corals. I had a very small equipment. I did get some corals. I'm lying to you. So I had a customer come in today. We did a little bit of wheeling and dealing, and they dropped off some corals to me. I got some Monipora Digi Fire Starter. I'm so good with the trade names. We got a unknown green Acropora. Then we got some Cali Tort, which I'm a sucker for Cali Tort, and I snagged some, but that's not the Acropora that I told you guys about. This tank is looking a little bare. For the $25 bin, that bin's really bare. Yeah, but we got some Monipora Digita, the Forest Fire Monipora Digi, and then we got some green Acro, and then we got the Cali Tort, and we got 2 frags of each. And we got some Gagornian, which I love me some Gagornian action. I did the whole deal. I took a drill bit, I drilled a hole into some rock rubble and slapped some glue in there, and then mounted them bad boys up. They look like they might be opened up a little bit. See if I got my flashlight. You guys aren't going to be able to see this, but I can see it. That's all that matters. I'm kidding. Your feelings matter too. Yeah, a little bit. Looking a little nubby, even though that they got a little sliced and diced. if you folks are unfamiliar with Gorgonians, they're not the easiest thing to frag. I mean, they are pretty easy to frag, but if you don't know what you're doing, it's going to be a mess. And it's great because, you know, I got a little bit of a refresher on fragging Gorgonians prior to some showing up. We had a gentleman in here and he was telling me how he did it, and I'm like, yep, making mental notes, and then literally he was still here, and guy showed up with a cooler full of coral, which is probably the best part of this whole gig, is guys just showing up. Hey, I got this for you. What's this? You got things for me? I like things. They're still alive. I'm gonna glue them to some rocks. Let's go. That's been probably one of the best parts of this whole thing so far, is like the people just showing up with frags. I like it quite a bit. But I did mention, even though this isn't the Acropora that I talked about throwing into the water box, and yes, I need a pump for the water box. I probably should be scrubbing that skimmer, scrubbing that power head that's going to be coming back to the water box so that I can give these corals what they need. And we already kind of talked about it. Well, we got a stick in there. Oh, Kelly Tort. Probably should have flattened out that base a little bit. We'll see how she holds up overnight. Yeah. Mr. Clownfish is trying to steal the show. A little upset, but we'll see how it pulls through. See how it does. This Mad Hatter cap is looking pretty good. And yes, we do have more frags of the Mad Hatter cap. Not only is it going completely dark in this tank, it's also going completely dark in the other tank as well, even under different lighting, which is completely crazy. Oh, speaking of lighting, gentlemen that I'm going to be doing a little bit of wheeling and dealing with stopped by today, and he's letting me borrow his par meter, which I had every intention of buying one. We're just through a conversation. He's like, yeah, I got one sitting in the box. I'll bring it in and can take a look at it. And I'm a little off on my readings on the tank, so I got to make some adjustments. I got the Gen 4 Radeon XR30s cranked to the max. And I am only at 150 par directly under the pucks. On the edges, 100, which is pretty interesting. So we got to fix that. I'm either going to take a little bit better of a look at Ecotech Live or whatever they call that with the Reef link, and see if I can push it a little bit harder. If I can't, I'm going to be dropping those lights so that I can at least get to 200 under the lights. I think that, you know, 250 doing good, but yeah, I'm going to be putting that par meter to work here the next week and try to get as many things adjusted as while I have that here. But I am going to be buying a par meter for the shop. I'm probably going to pick up that one, and I'm going to see how it goes. I'm going to probably set up some type of program where we rent that out, so if folks want to figure out what the par are on the tanks, what the lighting setup that they got, and figure that whole deal out. Some type of rent a par meter program here at the shop. But guys, I got a pounding headache. Not feeling too great, even though I'm trying to be as upbeat as I possibly can with this. I need to get home because I have a freshwater fish delivery showing up tomorrow. I also have a small coral order tomorrow as well. And then Thursday, I thought it was going to be tomorrow as well. I thought I was getting everything tomorrow, which I'm kind of happy that I'm not getting everything tomorrow. I'm getting the biggest coral order that I have gotten yet with the store. It literally is over $6,000 worth of coral that we're going to be having in store showing up on Thursday. So I got some scrubbing to do, I got some light dropping to do, some tank maintenance, that whole deal, and also take care of customers. So I got my plate full, but that isn't going to stop me. We're going to keep rocking. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow.